Hello, it's David Taylor Klaus from Mindset Mondays with DTK. All right, so good, really early morning for the new folks watching from New Zealand. It's 2 in the morning, Sydney midnight, and back to East Coast at, oh my goodness, 10 a.m. and Pacific, it's really early at 7 a.m. Thanks for joining. And just a heads up, Mindset Mondays is a year-long live broadcast series designed for folks with a growth mindset or those who want to create or build a growth mindset to really play with new ideas and new concepts, new mindsets, and really look at how do we shift our lives by harnessing the power of mindset and control over it. Again, I'm David Taylor Klaus. I want to ask you a favor. Please click down below and share this live broadcast with your friends. If you click it and add it to your social networks, more folks will join in and deepen and enrich the conversation. And also, if you'll use the chat comment box below and let me know where you're logged in from live. Love to get a picture of how wide our spread is. So again, why are we here? So what I've learned over the last 9-10 years of this coaching journey and 53 years on the planet, is that we have ultimate control of the direction of our lives by taking control of choosing one thought over another. And we've had a lot of playgrounds so far with different concepts talking about how important it is and how possible it is to choose. I'm taking a different tack today. So again, real quick, just a reminder, click the share button down below, add folks to this live broadcast. So today's quote: instead of focusing on how much you can accomplish, focus on how much you absolutely love what you're doing, or you can absolutely love what you're doing. I picked one from Leo today because Leo's really pushed over the last 20 years for the concept of simplicity, or even tying into essentialism, the opportunity to bring things down to the simplest they can be. Leo Babauta is a author of a book called Zen Habits, and that's really his big push. If you look on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, you can look at his work around Zen habits and simplicity. So I think it's worthwhile exploring. Again, this is probably the simplest you can drill it down to. Instead of focusing on how much you can accomplish, instead of putting your focus on amassing and getting addicted to check marks and accomplishing everything that you possibly can, what would be different if you shifted your focus to how much you can absolutely love what you're doing? It's a different approach. You know, it's along the lines of the concept, if you pay attention to client outcome instead of the dollars follow. If you pay attention to the dollars, the clients just don't follow. We work with coaches around this all the time, and that looking for the impact I can have has always helped me build this practice in a way that trying to fill the roster has not. You know, my practice is built off of referrals and testimonials almost exclusively. And the more I focus on, as Stephen Covey would say, starting with the end in mind, as I look at my work, paying attention to the referral letter that I'll get or the testimonial that I may get, looking at what's the impact and the cascade of that impact. What makes me love what I do is, for those of you who are of a certain age, think back to the Breck commercial. It was and they'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends, as the screen multiplies with more and more faces of that same woman saying, and they'll tell two friends. Well, that's what my work is about, is the more impact that I have on individual entrepreneurs and leaders, the more impact they have on the people that they lead. Right? And that's what's important. It's the cascade effect of the work. And each time I've shifted my focus to trying to add programs and add clients and build this and build that, my attention's come away from what's important. Back in 2014 and 2015, I tried to add some additional programs and early entry point programs to my business. And over the course of a year, I torpedoed the audience that was already paying attention to me. As I talked to a different audience, it sort of had a toxic effect on the people that were already following me, that I was already working with. And I spent another year rebuilding my practice. And what I did was I shifted to focusing solely on how much I can absolutely love what I'm doing. Spending my time doing the things that moved me and doing the work that moved me, and attracting a tribe of other folk who were moved by the exact same work. So as I go on this, my question is always the same. What's coming up for you? If I click the right button, it'll be the right question. Right? What's coming up for you? What's possible to change in your world by, instead of focusing on the volume that you can accomplish, on how much you can accomplish, what happens when you shift your attention to how much you can absolutely love the work that you do? You know, it seems like an easy question. And I know from experience, you know, spoiler alert, the outcome is when you focus on how much you can love what you're doing, the accomplishment happens more so almost than if you're focusing solely on how much you can accomplish. So I'm curious, what is it that shifts for you when your attention shifts to loving what it is that you do? When the energy around your work every day shifts to how much you love what you're doing, instead of how many notches can I put on the wall? How many clients can I add? I love, you know, Charlotte does a lot of work around law of attraction and abundance. And yeah, simple, Charlotte, things feel much lighter. You know, for folks that are looking for a shift in career, for folks that are looking for a shift in their profession, job change, industry change, when you focus on looking for something that you can absolutely love what you do, how do you show up differently in the interview? What changes? And this is always that opportunity. If you choose what you put your attention on, if you focus your attention on how much you can absolutely love what you're doing, my God, even the job search, even, you know, the onboarding process of a new profession, whether you're onboarding a new client or you're being the one onboarded, what happens when you shift your attention to what do I love about what I'm doing right now? Think about the difference in the question. What can I find in what I'm doing right now that I absolutely love? Okay, it might be a stretch when you're doing the laundry. But even that, taking it down to the tactical and practical, those everyday chores, what's different when you can put your attention on what about what I'm doing right now do I absolutely love? You know, there's a lot of nuts and bolts, a lot of tactical and practical and administrative things that I have to do every day for what I do. Yes, I can outsource to my team. Yes, I've got great support folks, and there's still stuff that I have to do. So I have two ways to shift the outcome. One is to look at the coaching portion, the part that I absolutely love, and use that as a reward. When I get X, Y, and Z done, I have this as a reward. Other things, when I'm looking at what quotes I'm going to use for Mindset Monday and the written pieces that are going to go with this into the book at the end, if I look at that as, once I'm completed this task, I get to do the part I absolutely love, right? Even then, it shifts the energy that I participate in those simple tasks, right? And look, ADD, I can get easily distracted while I'm doing things that I don't have a great attachment to. I don't have great motivation for. Good God, trying to figure out, and by the way, thank you, Brian Gartman, big shout out. He helped me deal with all the new lighting for this setup. Going through and finding all the literally nuts and bolts that I had to find to make the lighting setup work. God, skull crushing. But I get to attach the motivation to it that I know the broadcast part of this is something that I absolutely love. So that helped me get through the nuts and bolts and skull crushing components of getting all the bits and pieces together. Right? And the other option is, so I can use it as a reward, right? I can use the part that I absolutely love as a reward as the motivation to get through the pieces that I don't love, right? Or I can literally look at what part of this is entertaining, what part of this is fun, what part of this can I absolutely love, what can I connect to here in this moment, even doing the laundry. Where is that Zen moment? Where is that being present to what I'm doing and find something I can connect to? How do I attach motivation even to the most mundane components? Yes, many of you heard me talk about before, there are two different flavors of motivation, right? There's the irritation, ew, yuck, I hate this. I've got to move away from this. Right. And there's also the inspiration, that positive, oh my God, I've got to create that, moving towards it. So I have two different flavors of the energy of motivation. And you know what? They both work. So you get to use this quote again, instead of focusing on how much I can accomplish and even just knocking it out. What if I shift that focus to how much can I absolutely love any component of what I'm doing? And it makes it move faster. So what will you change? Right? What will you change? Looking forward for this week. This is Monday morning for most of you. For Pacific Rim, it's really early Monday morning. So how will you take this information, this opportunity, this quote, shifting your attention to focusing on what you can absolutely love about what you're doing? What will you change this week? Right? Charles talking about getting much more focused, present, and being present. What will you shift your attention to? What will you change now? Come to the Facebook group. We've got a Facebook group for Mindset Mondays. Again, this is a no-pitch playground, right? Not selling anything, not pitching anything. This is an opportunity to share thoughts, share ideas, share learning, and share concepts. So come to facebook.com/groups/Mindset Mondays and share your thoughts. Let me know what you're going to change and how shifting your attention to what you can absolutely love in the moment about what you're doing can change your experience this week. Again, the opportunity is to join us every week here at 10 a.m. Eastern on Mondays for a Facebook Live conversation about different concepts around mindset, starting your week off with the freedom to shift your mindset and create something new during your week. So until next week, what mindset will you choose?